Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. Will RHONJ move forward without Teresa Giudice? Since The Real Housewives of New Jersey was first put on pause in August 2024, rumors have circulated about what would be next for the Bravo staple. For a long time, even its return was in question. Now, we know for sure that the reality show will return sooner rather than later, but with a few significant changes. RHONJ's cameras have been up filming test footage, and according to Oak magazine, Teresa Giudice hasn't been spotted. She has been a part of RHONJ since day one, and it is hard to imagine the franchise without Teresa Giudice, but fans may have to. According to the Oak source, Teresa has not filmed for season 15 of the series at all. There are lots of rumors trying to be put out that Teresa filmed test footage for RHONJ, but the truth is she didn't. Her fans can say whatever they want, but Melissa Gorga, Margaret Josephs, and Dolores Catania filmed with new women. The source continued, Teresa, on the other hand, did not film at all. It's really looking probable that Bravo is moving on without her, and the show's future does not include her. As it stands now, her fans are going to be very disappointed. A recent report claims that Bravo would like to see RHONJ shift from cutthroat family drama to a more comedic energy. If the focus is truly on humor, then Margaret Joseph's quick wit may propel her into the spotlight. An insider told Oak magazine, there always has to be a star of the show. Bravo has decided to pursue building the show around Margaret as the main character for the time being. Dolores Catania and Melissa are both close with Margaret, so that part is aligned. The insider continued, Marge isn't scared to be dramatic, but she's also funny. Additionally, she's always been open with her life and doesn't hide things. She truly embodies everything a real housewife has always meant to be. What are your thoughts on the potential changes to The Real Housewives of New Jersey? Would you continue watching if Teresa Giudice makes her exit? Or would her leaving the show actually be the best thing for the franchise? What about Margaret? Do you like the idea of RHONJ leaning into the humor that she naturally brings to the table? Will RHONJ move forward without Teresa Giudice? The Real Housewives of New Jersey, RHONJ, has always been synonymous with Teresa Giudice. From her infamous table flip to her family feuds, her journey through legal troubles, prison, divorce, and remarriage, Teresa has been the beating heart of the franchise for over a decade. Bravo fans often joke that without Teresa, there would be no RHONJ. But as whispers grow louder about the future of the series, one looming question dominates the conversation. Can the show survive if Teresa Giudice walks away or is pushed out? Teresa's legacy. When Teresa first joined the cast back in 2009, she wasn't just another housewife. She was a whirlwind of energy, a fiercely loyal mother, and someone unafraid to say or shout exactly what she thought. The famous season 1 final, where Teresa flipped a table over Danielle Staub, did more than create reality TV history. It cemented RHONJ as Bravo's most explosive Housewives installment. Her storylines have been deeply personal, sometimes heartbreaking. Viewers watched her parents' declining health, her husband Joe's deportation, and her 4 daughters growing up before America's eyes. Even her stint in federal prison became part of the show's narrative, drawing sympathy and scandal in equal measure. Love her or loathe her, Teresa kept fans tuning in. But that kind of star power comes with consequences. Over the years, the cast has revolved around her orbit, with alliances forming and crumbling based on where they stood with Teresa. Her long-running feud with her brother Joe Gorga and sister-in-law Melissa has dominated entire seasons. And now, with tensions boiling hotter than ever, Bravo executives may be wondering, has Teresa's reign run its course? The argument for moving on. Some fans believe that the franchise is suffocating under Teresa's shadow. Every season seems to circle back to the same family drama, the same accusations, and the same arguments that never find resolution. Critics argue that RHONJ has become the Teresa show, making it difficult for other cast members to shine. Melissa, Margaret Joseph, Dolores Catania, and Jennifer Aydin have all tried to carve out their own storylines, but somehow the spotlight always swings back to Teresa. Producers face a tricky dilemma: continue centering everything around her, or take a bold step and reimagine the show without her. Reality TV thrives on change. RHONJ proved this with a reboot, introducing an entirely new cast that gave the franchise fresh life. Could RHONJ do the same? If Teresa stepped away, the show might explore new narratives, new friendships, and new conflicts instead of recycling the same Giudice saga. The risk of losing the queen bee. On the other hand, removing Teresa might be like pulling the foundation out from under a house. Ratings have historically spiked during her biggest scandals, whether it was her legal troubles or her explosive confrontations. Fans may complain about the repetitive fights, but many still watch because of Teresa. Her personality, fiery, unapologetic, and unpredictable, has made her one of Bravo's most recognizable stars. Without her, could RHONJ retain its identity? Would viewers still tune in if the drama shifted to, say, Margaret's business ventures or Dolores' love life? History shows that losing a central figure can destabilize a franchise. RHONJ stumbled after Lisa Vanderpump's departure, and RHONJ faced major challenges when Nina Leakes left. The Housewives universe thrives on iconic figures, and Teresa is undeniably one of them. Teresa's own future. It's worth asking, would Teresa even want to walk away? Despite the drama, she's built a career around Bravo. The show has given her book deals, spin-offs, and a devoted fan base. Her wedding to Luis Ruelas even became a Bravo special, highlighting just how important she remains to the network. Yet Teresa herself has hinted at fatigue. During reunions and interviews, she suggested that she's tired of the constant fights, especially with her brother and sister-in-law. She's also built a life outside of Bravo, enjoying her role as a newlywed, traveling frequently, and supporting her daughters as they pursue college and careers. At some point, Teresa may decide she's ready for peace rather than perpetual chaos. If she left, she wouldn't vanish quietly. Much like Nene, Teresa could remain a public figure with podcasts, appearances, or even a different show. The Bravo door never truly closes, and friend of roles or cameo returns are always possibilities. What would RHONJ look like without Teresa? If Bravo chose to move forward without Teresa, the show would need a serious shakeup. They couldn't simply remove her and keep the rest of the cast. Too many storylines are tied to her, and loyalties would collapse without her as the central figure. A possible solution could be a partial reboot, keeping a few familiar faces like Dolores and Margaret, while introducing several new women. Casting younger housewives or women from entirely different social circles in New Jersey could breathe new energy into the franchise. Viewers might appreciate the shift away from endless family drama to fresh dynamics. Another option is to lean into the generational shift. Teresa's daughters, especially Gia and Melania, have built strong fan bases on social media. A future RHONJ could highlight the next generation of Jersey personalities, blending mother-daughter storylines with new castmates. Still, the transition would be delicate. Fans are deeply attached to the existing narrative, and a misstep could alienate longtime viewers. The fan divide. Fans themselves are split. On social media, some insist that Teresa is RHONJ and that the show would collapse without her. Others argue that her dominance has turned the series stale and that a fresh start is desperately needed. Interestingly, newer Bravo fans who discovered Housewives during the pandemic binge-watching boom sometimes view Teresa differently. To them, her table flip is iconic, but her more recent seasons come across as bitter and repetitive. For these viewers, Teresa's departure might not feel like the end of an era, but rather the beginning of a new one. Bravo's balancing act. Ultimately, Bravo executives face a difficult decision. Do they double down on Teresa, giving her another season to anchor the franchise, or do they risk everything by testing life after her? The decision may not come down solely to ratings, but also to production challenges. If Teresa refuses to film with certain cast members, or if others refuse to film with her, producers may have no choice but to make a dramatic shift. The final word, for now. The question of whether RHONJ can move forward without Teresa Giudice doesn't have a simple answer. She is both the franchise's greatest strength and, some argue, its biggest limitation. Removing her could either free the show to evolve or strip it of its very soul. One thing is certain, the Housewives universe thrives on change, reinvention, and controversy. Whether Teresa stays or goes, Bravo will find a way to keep viewers talking, tweeting, and tuning in.